Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And it's unfortunate we are here today, actually, but I do intend to support this short-term TANF extension. I think it is useful to understand how we got here because it certainly informs where we should be going. While the economy is expanding at greater than 3% and the unemployment rate is now below 4%, we know not everyone is benefiting. There are an estimated 7 million working-age American men missing from the labor force and 5.5 million youth not in school or not working. This, combined with the generation of retiring workers, has left employers desperate to fill open jobs. Our committee held a series of hearings last spring to learn how Congress can help close this jobs gap, the difference between what employers need to keep the economy growing and the number of workers in the labor force. We heard from employers across the country and across industries, technology in Colorado, manufacturing in Indiana and Ohio, auto plants in Michigan, home builders in Arizona, and the aerospace industry in Kansas. They all expressed the same message. We're hiring, and if you're not already proficient, we will pay you while you learn to do the work. In my own district, the need for workers is a common theme among employers. One employer I spoke with recently, whose facility is largely automated, told me his biggest impediment to growth is a lack of people to run and operate the machinery. In addition to the needs of employers and our economy, we also heard about the dignity of work from the individuals reconnected to the workforce, whether recently out of poverty or even prison. We heard how these men and women were better able to provide for their families and engage with their communities because of the social and monetary support their efforts to advance in the workforce provided. We want everyone to have that opportunity. TANF has an important role to play in addressing the labor shortage, and changes are needed to fit the program to today's economy. More than 20 years after TANF was created, the program is not living up to expectations, and many states have lost sight of what it was intended to do: provide short-term support while people get back into the workforce. Mr. Speaker, I'm proud of the work we did in the House last year. We held 7 hearings, including a legislative hearing, and we marked up legislation aimed at improving the program. Many of the proposals in our bill, the Jobs for Success Act, were supported by both parties' witnesses as well. One-on-one casework, measuring outcomes, refocusing the program on those most in need of assistance, and ensuring states could use their resources to both help people get to work and, just as importantly, stay in the workforce and succeed. Unfortunately, no one in the Senate took action on TANF until late last year. And when they did finally deliver a proposal, it merely doubled down on or attempted to paper over the ongoing problems with TANF, which discouraged states from helping their beneficiaries rather than making a serious effort to help reconnect the population most in need. Important progress has been made, both since 1996 and in the past year, but we are not done. I encourage my colleagues to support this extension and to continue working to refocus TANF to improve the lives of millions of American families. More importantly, once this bill is signed, I encourage everyone, House and Senate, to come together and work with us to achieve solutions which help connect Americans on the sidelines of the economy with the employers who desperately need them, and to stay in the workforce long term. We all know a check from the government is not the way out of poverty. Getting into and advancing in the workforce is. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back.